You held my hand, but not the future. You said you liked the way I cared, the way I stayed, the way I shared. But every time I spoke of us, your silence answered more than enough. I was already building dreams while you were pulling at loose seams. I gave my heart without a guard. You loved me soft, but not that hard. I saw the hesitation in your eyes, the gentle fear you couldn't hide. I fell before you were ready, gave you a love too steady. I was certain, you were unsure. I was healing, you were still torn. I ran toward what you feared most, while you stood frozen at the coast. And even though you cared for me, you couldn't love me completely. You needed time to understand the weight of holding someone's hand. I needed someone brave enough to choose me when the road got rough. You liked the warmth I gave at night, but trembled at the word for life. I asked for nothing but your heart. You asked for space before the start. You weren't cruel, you weren't unkind, just not where I was in your mind. I fell before you were ready, built something strong and steady. I was certain, you were unsure. Couldn't love me completely. Maybe in another place, another year, another pace, we could have met on equal ground, with fearless hearts, untying sound. But love can't wait forever still, for someone climbing their own hill. And I can't pause my beating heart just because you fear the start. I fell before you were ready, loved you brave and steady. I was certain, you were unsure. I was all in, you were insure. Couldn't love me equally. Maybe someday you'll be ready, just not for me. You said, just give me time, but my heart was already running out. You held me close, but not too tight, like you were scared of holding on. You spoke of love in careful lines, like something that could still go wrong. I gave you all the certainty, you gave me hesitation. I stood ready at the door, you were still in preparation. I was brave enough to choose, you were scared enough to lose. You asked for time I didn't have, for patience I was losing fast. I was ready to begin, you were learning where you'd been. I couldn't freeze my beating heart while you were still afraid to start. I needed love that understood. You asked for time, I wish I could. You said you weren't healed just yet, still fighting battles in your head. I tried to be your quiet place, but I was breaking instead. Every soon felt far away, every promise felt delayed. I was standing in the now, while you were lost in yesterday. You weren't wrong for needing space, but I was tired of second place. You asked for time I didn't have, for hope that couldn't always last. I was ready to believe, you were scared to fully leave. I couldn't hold my heart on pause while you rewrote your own flaws. I needed love that understood. You asked for time, I wish I heart, one readiness. You asked for time I didn't have, for patience stretched too thin to last. I was ready, open wide. You were still learning how to try. And though I loved you honestly, I had to choose what's right. Maybe someday we'll be ready, just not in time for us. I was already there, in a tomorrow you never imagined. I saw us in a quiet home, morning light and coffee foam, your jacket hanging by the door, laughter echoing on the floor. Picture trips we hadn't planned, silver rings upon our hands. I spoke of one day softly true, but every dream was just from me, not you. I was building walls of gold, while you were scared of growing old. I built a future you couldn't see, painted you right next to me. Every promise, every vow lives so clearly in the now. But when I showed you what I dreamed, you looked away, I'm sure it seemed. I was ready to believe in a life you couldn't see. You love the way I love too much, a steady heart, the gentle touch. But every time I'd say forever, you changed the subject to whatever. I wasn't asking for too fast, just something meant to truly last. But every step I took ahead was met with silence left unsaid. I was building something real. You were unsure how you feel. I built a future you couldn't see, a place where love was certainty. I held tomorrow in my hands while you were scared of making plans. I gave my heart without retreat, you kept yours halfway complete. I was ready to believe in a life you couldn't see. Maybe you weren't wrong, just late, still negotiating with fate. Maybe you needed more time to let your guarded heart align. But I can't shrink my dreams for fear, or make my vision disappear. I deserve someone who stands beside my hope with steady hands. I built a future you couldn't see, where love was brave and chose me, where someday wasn't far away, and hearts were strong enough to stay. I walked on what is mine, leaving your hesitation behind. I was ready to believe in a life you couldn't see. Maybe someone else will see it, the future I once built for you. I held your hand, even when you were pulling away. You loved in careful measures, counting fears, counting pleasures. Every step I tried to take, you paused, unsure which way to break. I whispered dreams into your ear, tears brushed away your quiet fears. I stayed through nights that you withdrew, hoping one day you'd see it too. I was brave enough to stay, even when you couldn't say. Loving you through your uncertainty, I gave my heart endlessly. While you questioned, hesitated, I held on even when you vacated. I knew your love was real somewhere behind the walls you couldn't share. And though it hurt to wait for proof, I couldn't stop my love for you. Of your doubt, every pause, every step back out, I waited for the courage to bloom, even if it took 1,000 wounds. I didn't ask you to be fearless, just honest, just present, just here. But every time you turned away, I fell again quietly each day. I stayed with hope that you would see the heart I gave so endlessly. Loving you through your uncertainty, I gave my heart endlessly. While you questioned, hesitated, I held on even when you vacated. I knew your love was real somewhere behind the walls you couldn't share. And though it had to wait for proof, I couldn't stop my love for you. Maybe one day you'll be home, maybe you'll let go of control, maybe love will reach your shore without hesitation anymore. But I can't pause my beating heart, I can't stay frozen, torn apart. I need someone who stays beside, not just hides behind the tide. Loving you through your uncertainty, I gave my heart endlessly. I was certain, you were unsure. I loved you brave, I loved you pure, even if the world stayed in between, even if you never fully seen. I gave my love completely true. Loving you was all I knew. Maybe someday you'll be ready, but I can't wait forever. The room was still, but my heart had made its move. I watched you breathe in shallow air, Pretending that you didn't care, I whispered love into the night, hoping you'd see the flicker of my light. I held my tears behind closed doors, walked on floors we once adored. I stayed until your shadow slept, then let my love slip quietly kept. I didn't shout, I didn't fight, I gave my heart one final night. The night I quietly let go was the night I loved you slow. Every memory, every touch faded softly, just enough. I didn't need your love to see that I deserve to finally be free from waiting, free from fear, free to walk away from here. I kissed the air where you once stood. I left no note, no final good. I carried us in siren ways. The ghost of us in my heart stays. I loved you bravely, held too long, but love is right when hearts are strong. And though I broke inside that night, I knew it was time to set it right. No angry words, no bitter blame, just quiet courage, soft and tame. The night I quietly let go was the night I loved you slow. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I just let our story lie. And though you weren't ready then, I'm stronger now. I know again that love is kind, but timing shows. The night I quietly let go. Goodbye, silently, gently. I finally let go. The room was still, but my heart had made its move. The room was still, the room was still. 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 you looked at me as if I'd wait endlessly. I held your hand through storms and doubt, smiled at the words you left unspoken, gave my heart while you held yours, afraid to break, afraid to open. I whispered dreams of one day soon, painted skies in a quiet room, but every promise I imagined there meant your hesitation in the air. You thought my love would never leave, that I'd be bound to you naive. Thought I would stay forever, but love isn't frozen, tethered. I gave my all, you gave a part. I had to follow my own heart. I can't pause life for someone scared. I can't stay waiting unprepared, and though it hurts to walk away, I won't stay where hearts decay. I love the way you smiled at night, the way you held me in the light. The love requires two who try, not one who waits while one will fly. I carried hope, I carried weight, but timing isn't ours to dictate. And even when I longed for you, I knew the truth, I must move through. You thought my love would never fade, but hearts can't be endlessly stay. You thought I would stay forever, but love isn't frozen, tethered. I gave my stay where hearts decay. Maybe someday you'll understand why I chose to leave your hand. Love is strong, but timing shows. Sometimes letting go is how it grows. I loved you brave, I loved you true, but love can't bloom where hearts are too. So I step forward, quietly free, even if it's not with thee. You thought I would stay forever, but love is fluid. I loved, but I won't stay forever. We didn't fight, we just stopped speaking. Words we once shared turned to air. Conversations vanished somewhere. I waited for your voice to stay, but only quiet filled the day. We smiled, we laughed, but something cracked. A subtle shift we never tracked. The little pauses grew so wide, and hearts began to drift aside. It wasn't anger, it wasn't blame, just silence carving out our name. The silence that changed us, slipped in like shadows endless. I reached, but you withdrew, and I lost the us I thought I knew. Every glance, a muted plea, every touch, a memory. Your silence spoke where love once lived, and slowly, quietly, it forgave, and it did. I traced the space between our hands. The distance grew where we once planned. Every question hung unanswered there. Every hope dissolved in the end. You weren't gone, but not the same. I stayed, but couldn't call your name. I loved the way you once had been, but the silence grew, it wouldn't end. We didn't fight, we didn't fall, we just let the quiet take it all. The silence that changed us, slipped in like shadows endless. I reached, but you withdrew, and I lost the us I thought I knew. Every glance, a muted plea, every touch, a memory. The silence spoke where love once lived, and slowly, quietly, it forgave, and it did. Maybe words will come again, but they'll be echoes of what's been. We love too much, but not enough to fake a silence soft and tough. Sometimes love can't push or pull. Sometimes hearts just become numb, and in the quiet we understood. Some endings are soft, not cruel. The silence that changed us became the weight between us. I reached, but you were gone. The us we knew was over and done. Every touch, a faded song, every glance where we belong. And though my heart still whispers true, silence, it changed us through. We didn't fight, the silence did. We found each other but the clock was against us. I saw you there across the room, a heartbeat caught inside a gloom. We smiled, we talked, our eyes would meet, but timing whispered, not yet, not complete. I reached for you with trembling hands. You took a step back, misunderstood the plans. Our hearts collided, soft and slow, but life had other paths to go. We tried to hold, we tried to bend, but destiny was not our friend. We crossed at the wrong moment, fate's cool twist unspoken. Our hearts aligned, but clocks denied. The love we held could not collide. I wanted you, you wanted me, but time refused to set us free. We tried to stay, but something new. We crossed at the wrong moment. It's true. I dreamt of us in stolen nights, shared whispered words and fleeting lights. But every plan was met with pause, every hope entangled with cause. I loved you, steady, brave and kind, but your heart was still trying to find the courage to belong with me, while life insisted we couldn't be. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just out of rhythm, out of song. We crossed at the wrong moment, fate's cruel twist unspoken. Our hearts aligned, but clocks denied. The love we held could not collide. Time refused to set us free. We tried to stay, but something new. We crossed at the wrong moment. It's but for now we hold the ache of love too strong for fate to take. I carry you inside my chest, memories of what was best. And though we can't rewrite the past, our fleeting love was meant to last. We crossed at the wrong moment, fate's cruel twist unspoken. Our hearts aligned, but clocks denied. The love we held could not collide. I wanted you, you wanted me, but time refused to set us free. We tried to stay, but something new. We crossed at the wrong moment. It's true. We found each other, but not at the right time. I waited, hoping you'd see me before it was too late. All those nights I held my heart, While you wandered worlds apart, I reached for love, you looked away, and left my hopes to drift and sway. I whispered dreams I hoped you'd hear, brushed away my quiet fear. I stayed when you were still unsure, and loved you even when it hurt. I thought someday you'd recognize the heart I gave without disguise. When you finally turned around, I was already not where you were found. I gave my all, I waited long, but love can't live in waiting wrong. I held my hope through endless skies, while your courage finally arrived. And even though you came to me, I'd already chosen to be free. I saw the moment in your eyes, the silent truth, the long goodbye. You reached for me with open hands, but I had walked to other lands. I loved you brave, I loved you true, but love waits not for one or two. And though my heart still holds a place, it's tempered now with gentle grace. The timing slipped, the moments missed. Some love exists, but can't persist. When you finally turned around, I was already not where you were found. I gave my all, I waited long, when love can't live in waiting wrong. I held my hope through endless skies, while your courage finally arrived. And even though you came to me, I'd already chosen to be free. Maybe in another life we'd meet without the pain and strife, but in this world we learn too late. Some love is held by timing's weight. I wish you well, I wish you peace. May your heart find its release. I gave my all, I stayed the course, but love is fragile, love has force. When you finally turned around, I was already not where you were found. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but love can't wait forever for you. I hold the memory soft and near of what we were, what we held dear. And though your heart came finally, it was too late for you and me. I waited, but I had already let go. By the time you called my name, I was gone. I stayed too long in your hesitation, held my love through your reservation. I whispered hope in every night, but you weren't ready to hold me tight. The door I kept open for you was closing quietly without a clue. I loved with patience, soft and slow, but love can't wait for hearts that won't grow. I tried to hold, I tried to stay, but some hearts drift the other way. I had already walked away while you were finding words to say. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but I can't wait forever for you. Every step I took ahead carried the weight of words unsaid, and though my heart still aches today, I had already walked away. I held my dreams inside my hands, built a life where I could stand. And though I wished you could see me there, your fear remained, your love unaware. I waited for your courage to rise, but hesitation stayed in your eyes. I loved you gentle, loved you brave, but some love is not ours to save. I stayed long enough to learn that love alone can make hearts turn. I had already walked away while you were finding words to say. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but I can't wait forever for you. Every step I took ahead carried the weight of words unsaid, and though my heart still aches today, I had already walked away. Maybe someday you'll understand why I couldn't stay and hold your hand. But I've been strong, the timing shows. Sometimes the one who waits must go. I carried hope, I carried pain. I loved you through the sun and rain, but in the end I chose to be free from love that couldn't see me. I had already walked away before you knew what you would say. I love with all I had inside, but love can't always choose us to bide. I carry memories soft and true of what we were and what I knew. And though your heart returned one day, I had already walked away. By the time you called, I had already gone. We moved in circles, almost touching, never close enough. Our steps were almost synchronized, but timing pulled us to divide. I reached for you, you stepped away. Love's rhythm lost along the way. We laughed, we We tried, we made small plans, but fate had other unseen hands. The moments when we almost met are memories I can't forget. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just two hearts beating out of song. Almost aligned, never together. Our love was bright, but couldn't weather the storms of timing, space, and fear. We held on close, yet never near. I wanted you, you wanted me, but life moved on relentlessly. And though our hearts collided once, we never had our full response. I dreamed of days where we could stay, but morning stole your love away. I whispered hopes into the dark, but you were gone before the spark. I loved with patience, brave and true, but patience alone couldn't hold you. And in the quiet of the night, I realized we weren't right. We tried to hold, we tried to bend, but even love can't reach its end. Almost aligned, never together. Our love was bright, but couldn't weather the storms of timing, space, and fear. We held on close, yet never near. I wanted you, you wanted me, but life moved on relentlessly. And our hearts collided once, we never had our full response. Maybe someday, another time, our stars will meet, our hearts will rhyme. But for now I walk alone, with lessons learned and round that's grown. Sometimes love is not enough, even when the heart is brave and tough. We almost touched, we almost stayed, but the universe had other ways. Almost allies, never together. Our love was bright, but couldn't weather the storms that life demanded. So we held on close, but let it go. Carry you in memory of what we were, of what could be. And though our hearts collided once, we never had our full response. We almost met, but never together. We beat the same, but never at the same time. I reached for you when you pulled away. I whispered love, you turned to gray. We moved in rhythms misaligned. Our hearts were close, but never combined. Every smile held a quiet plea, every glance a lost decree. I loved with courage, loved with pain, but our hearts danced in separate lanes. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just two hearts beating out of song. Two hearts out of sequence. We tried to meet, but lost the sentence. Our love was real, our love was true, but timing failed to follow through. I reached for you, you reached away. We longed for night, we longed for day, and though we felt the spark inside, our hearts could never coincide. I built dreams where you might stand, but you moved on to distant lands. Every almost left a scar, every touch felt near yet far. I stayed with hope that you would see the love I gave unconditionally. But some hearts aren't meant to blend, even when love will never end. We weren't careless, we weren't blind, just two hearts falling out of time. Two hearts out of sequence. We tried to meet, but lost the sentence. Our love was real, our love was true, but timing failed to follow through. I reached for you, you reached away. We longed for night, we longed for day, and though we felt the spark inside, our hearts could never coincide. Maybe in another life we'll find our rhythm and the strife, but for now I carry you in quiet spaces and moments few. Love is kind, the timing steals, the rhythm hearts need to feel. We tried our best, we gave our all, yet the sequence caused us to fall. Two hearts out of sequence. We tried to meet, but lost the sentence. Our love was real, our love was true, but timing failed to follow through. I hold the memory soft and near of what we were, of what we held dear, and our hearts beat in despair. They'll always echo what we shared. Two hearts out of sequence. Our hearts were aligned, but our clocks never matched. I reached for you while you hesitated. I spoke of love while you debated. We laughed, we touched, we almost knew, but your time and mine were never true. Moments we shared slipped like sand, Fingers entwined yet out of hand. I loved with patience, loved with hope, but love can't stretch beyond its rope. We tried to meet, we tried to stay, but life had other plans that day. We loved on different timelines. Our hearts collided, missed the signs. I wanted forever, you just paused, and every second carried the cost. I held my love through endless nights, hoped your heart would see the light. But though we cared, we couldn't bend. Time refused to let us mend. I dreamed of days where we could last, but your past and future held you fast. I whispered promises you didn't claim. Our love was true, but not the same. I stayed too long in silent pain, hoping your heart would feel the same. But some love can't rewrite the days. Some hearts exist on separate ways. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just two hearts out of rhythm, out of song. The signs. I wanted forever, you just passed, and every second carried the cost. I held my love through endless nights, hoped your heart would see the light. But though we cared, we couldn't bend. Time refused to let us mend. You brave, I loved you kind, but some love can't be confined. We tried our best, we tried to stay, yet timelines pulled us forward. Our hearts on different timelines. There was a moment, just 1 hour. We never lived together. I waited for your eyes to meet, the silent hour incomplete. We brushed past time, we almost spoke, but words were lost before they woke. I held my hope in gentle hands, hoped you would understand my plans. But fate conspired to steal that space and left a shadow in its place. It wasn't anger, it wasn't blame, Just 1 hour that changed our name. The hour we didn't share, left a weight we couldn't bear. I longed for you, you longed for me, but timing wasn't meant to be. Every second, soft and small, echoed louder than it should call. And though we tried, it slipped away. That hour we didn't share that day. I dreamed of nights where we could stay, but dawn would steal our hearts away. I whispered love into the dark, but it vanished, leaving a mark. We reached, we paused, we hesitated, a fleeting chance that wasn't faded. I loved you soft, I loved you true, but 1 hour wasn't enough for two. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just two hearts caught in fleeting song. The hour we didn't share, left a way we couldn't bear. I longed for you, you longed for me. The timing wasn't meant to be. Every second, soft and small, echoed louder than it should call. And though we tried, it slipped away. That hour we didn't share that day. Maybe someday, if time allows, we'll find the hour that fate allows. But for now, I hold the ache of moments lost, of hearts at stake. Some love can bloom in years ahead, but some hearts break in words unsaid. And though our time was incomplete, I'll carry you in memory sweet. The hour we didn't share, left a weight we couldn't bear. I gave my love, you gave your part, but fate kept us worlds apart. Every second, soft and small, echoed louder than it should call. And though we missed what could have been, I'll remember you. We were close, but the distance grew while we were still together. I watched you slowly drift away. Each word we spoke began to fray. We laughed and loved, but something changed. The closeness we had slowly rearranged. I reached for you, you pulled aside. Your heart no longer walked in stride. Moments that once felt safe and true faded in the light of me and you. We didn't fight, we didn't scream, but sires tore apart the dream, growing apart in real time. Our love still breathed but lost its rhyme. I tried to hold, I tried to stand, but hearts can't pause when they decay. I wanted you, you wanted me, but life's rhythm moved differently. And though we shared our hopes and fears, we grew apart through days and years. I kept our memories soft and near, hoped you'd notice, hoped you'd care. But every glance, each gentle touch, felt like it mattered far too much. We loved with passion yet restrained, a love so full but slowly drained. I stayed and hoped, I waited alone, but some love fades, though hearts stay strong. We weren't careless, we weren't blind, just two hearts falling out of time, growing apart in real time. Our love still breathed but lost its rhyme. I gave my all, you gave your part, but this day stole what's in our hearts. Every laugh, every tear echoes softly in the ear. And though we drifted, hearts confined, how remember us intertwined. We loved, but grew apart in real time. I waited, you finally saw me, but it was too late. I stayed when you doubted my heart, gave my all while you fell apart. I whispered love you didn't hear, held my hope through every fear. The moments passed like silent streams. You woke to me in broken dreams. I stood there patient, soft and true, but your eyes opened only when I withdrew. I tried to stay, I tried to show, but some hearts awaken too slow. came too late. I had already walked away from fate. I loved with all I could provide, but love can't wait while hearts decide. I carried hype, I carry pain, but nothing could make you remain. And though you finally saw the light, I was already gone that night. I dreamed of days where we could try, but your attention came too shy. I spoke my truth, I gave my all, but timing's tight, let me fall. I loved you steady, loved you kind, but patience can only bind for hearts that linger in delay. Can't stay where love's alive today. I stayed too long, I gave my best, but even love can't fix the rest. Your realization came too late. I had already walked away from fate. I loved with all I could provide, but love can't wait while hearts decide. I carry hope, I carry pain, but nothing could make you remain. And though you finally saw the light, I was already gone that night. Maybe someday you'll understand why I couldn't wait, why I couldn't stand the hesitation, the quiet fear. Some love is gone when you appear. I loved you brave, I loved you true, but even then I couldn't choose to stay where hearts aren't synchronized. Even if my love never dies, your realization came too late. I waited, but your realization came too We were so close, almost there, but never quite enough. I held your hand through nights unknown. We laughed, we cried, we weren't alone. Moments so tender, so divine, yet slipped away like borrowed time. I gave my heart with all I had. You tried your best, but not enough to add the missing piece to make us whole and fill the cracks within our souls. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just a love that couldn't find its song. Close enough to almost last. We touched the future, felt the past. Our hearts collided, barely stayed, but love can't linger when it fades. We almost had the afterglow, and though we tried, it slipped away close enough to almost stay. I whispered dreams into the night, hoped your heart would hold on tight, but timing tore our hands apart and left the echo in my heart, where it builds a world of almost true moments that never fully grew. I loved with courage, loved with care, but sun love ends before it's there. We weren't careless, we weren't blind, just two hearts almost alive, close enough to almost last. We touched the future, felt the past. Our hearts collided, barely stayed, but love can't linger when it fades. I reached for you, you reached too slow. We almost had the afterglow, and though we tried, it slipped away close enough to almost stay. Maybe someday in another life we'll meet without the strife, where hearts can't stay and time allows, and love can bloom without the doubts. I'll carry you inside my chest, memories of our almost best, and though we couldn't make it last, I'll cherish every fleeting task, close enough to almost last. We touched the future, felt the past. Our hearts collided, barely stayed, but love can linger when it fades. Every glance, every embrace echoes softly in empty space, and though we failed to make it true, I'll remember me and you, close enough to almost last. We started close, but drifted apart at our own pace. I watched you slowly fade away, while I still tried to make you stay. We laughed, we touched, we held so near, but the closeness vanished year by year. I reached for you, you looked aside. We moved through love in different strides. I stayed, we hope you'd understand, but hearts can't walk at different hands. We weren't careless, we weren't wrong, just two hearts moving out of song, becoming straight whispered dreams into your eyes. Hoped your heart would find the lights, but distance grew with every day, and love slipped softly, slipped away. I loved you brave, I loved you kind, but patience can't always bind two hearts that grow at separate rates. Even when love truly waits, we didn't fight, we didn't blame, but still we drifted all the same. We became strangers at different speeds. Our love was tried but missed the needs. I gave my all, I gave my heart, but life and time kept us apart. Every love, every tear, and those softly crystal clear. And though our hearts can't reunite, I'll remember us each night. We loved, but became strangers at different speeds. Maybe in another time we could have been. I watched you in a life we had, moments bright yet quietly sad. I reached for love, you pulled away, and left our hearts in shades of gray. We laughed, we dreamed, we almost knew the path we walked, the steps we drew. But timing's tide was not our friend. Our love began where it would end. I tried to stay, I tried to show, but some hearts awaken too slow. If we met in another year, I'd hold you close, I'd keep you near. Our hearts aligned, our souls would stay, but fate decided a different way. I longed for you, you longed for me, but life's rhythm moved differently. And though we loved, we couldn't last, because our meeting came too fast, too past. I dreamed of days where we could try, where you'd see love reflected in my eyes. I whispered hopes, I gave my all, But even love can stumble, fall. I stayed, I waited, loved in vain, but hearts can't always bridge the pain. And now I carry what we could be, in memories and reverie. We weren't careless, we weren't blind, just two hearts falling out of time. If we met in another year, I'd hold you close, I'd keep you near. Our hearts aligned, our souls would stay, but fate decided a different way. I long for you, you long for me, but life's rhythm moved differently. And though we loved, we couldn't last, because our meeting came too fast, too past, too past. Maybe someday, in a world unseen, we'll meet where hearts can intervene. No fear, no pause, no quiet doubt, a love complete without the drought. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but timing kept me from you. And though we tried, we couldn't stay. Some left their arms to another day. If we met in another year, our hearts would know what we hold dear. I'd give my all, you'd give your part, and timing wouldn't tear us apart. Every love, every tear would echo softly, crystal clear. And though our paths now disappear, I love you still. Another year, maybe in another year, we could have been. We started side by side, but life pulled us away. Our hearts beat close, but worlds apart. We tried to share, we tried to start. Moments fleeting, dreams so bright, yet shadowed by the fading light. I reached for you, you reached for me, but timing kept us from what could be. Paths once shared now diverge slow, and love remains but cannot grow. We weren't careless, we weren't blind, just two hearts walking separate lines. Parallel hearts, separate paths. We tried to love, but time surpassed. Our steps aligned for just a while, then drifted into different miles. I gave my all, you gave your part, but distance broke what joined our hearts. And though we felt the spark inside, we walked away. Though hearts collide, I held your memory soft and near, hoped you'd notice, hoped you'd care. But each step forward pulled you away, and left me chasing yesterday. We loved in rhythm, almost true, but fate decided not for two. I loved you gentle, loved you brave, but some hearts part and cannot save. We didn't fade, we didn't blame, just two hearts drifted all the same. Parallel hearts, separate paths. We tried to love, but time surpassed. Our steps aligned for just a while and drifted into different miles. I gave my all, you gave your part, but distance broke what joined our hearts. And though we felt the spark inside, we walked away. The hearts maybe someday we'll understand why love couldn't stay hand in hand. Some hearts grow close, but time must steer and teach us love exists in fear. I loved you deep, I loved you true, but parallel paths can't be renewed. And though we shared what hearts believed, we parted ways and hearts grieved. Parallel hearts, separate paths. We tried to love, but time surpassed. Our love remains a quiet flame, yet life moved on.